Hello and welcome back to day number 69. Nice. Of my road to 200 kilogram total. Now for today, it is more or less the same as my first session of the week, except much lighter volume and pretty much, and also kind of a light day in comparison to the max out. Again, well, that's true. I did max out last week, but so Fitz is making today's sessions. This whole week was relatively easy. It's easier compared to the horror that was 2 weeks ago. And just a quick update on my daily obligations, just so that my upper body can keep up with my, well, not really much of strength, but more on the volume, and trying to get, not really bigger, but, well, I think I'm rambling, but yes, the amount of volume I'm doing per day is to accommodate my very weak and sort of lacking upper body in terms of hypertrophy. So I need it to get bigger, because a bigger muscle isn't necessarily stronger, but a bigger muscle can hold greater capacity for strength than a smaller muscle. So that's that's my personal goal to improve my lifts, because that's the only way I can see this moving forward. Aside from some technical changes that I've done to my lifts, such as being more aggressive, as you can see here in my pull under, in my tall snatches, it's just pure on aggression. As you can tell in the title, aggression for me would mean a greater power output. So, and you need that in weightlifting. It's kind of weird that power is the amount of force you can apply in the greatest amount of force in the least amount of time, which is exactly what weightlifting is. Weightlifting is you are trying to lift maximal loads at the fastest, maximal loads under the quickest time possible, and that's power. While in powerlifting, you focus on the squat, bench, and deadlift, and those are actually a lot slower. So, if any of you have heard of the force velocity curve, the higher the force output, the slower it is, and the quicker it is, there's less force. So powerlifting is somewhere at the top, maximal force but slowest velocity, while weightlifting is somewhere just below that, or it's under the power or strength speed. There's still some debate on where exactly the Olympic lifts fit in that category, but it's definitely somewhere there, because you can't just have maximal force. Obviously you can deadlift more than you can clean, and you can squat more than you can you can basically squat and deadlift more than what you can clean and jerk, or snatch for that matter. So it's more of a power movement. Now anyways, going back to the discussion of power, with the change of technique for the clean, I'm still not used to it, if I'm being honest. This more aggressive style of, it's very Russian, or not really Russian. It's Eastern blocks. And you can see this type of snatch in Gabriel, where it's just it's called the pedrift. When you float, no, you don't float. You bring yourself under the bar as quick as you can. Please, anyone who's watching, if you can correct me if I'm actually doing justice to what pedrift actually is, because in my understanding, pedrift is when you just cut the extension short so that you can shoot under the bar as quickly as possible, which is what Fitz and Owen not really practice, but they preach that a lot, that all you need to do is pull the bar to a certain height, and what makes or breaks your lift is that if you can go under and catch it and stabilize that bar under that position. You don't need to pull extremely high, but you do need to pull it high enough so that you can go under it. And in theory, if you can do maximal loads, if you can lift a maximal load up to a certain height, and you have the strength to stand it up, and you have the quickness to get under, then you're gonna make the lift. Now that's putting it in a very simple way, but that's pretty much the gist of it. Now, again, as I was saying, I'm still not used to it in the snatch, and apparently I'm still not even used to it in the jerk. I definitely missed that jerk when my right knee buckled. But what I'm lacking now, and I think it's really just a getting used to the movement type of thing. And it's kind of good that I'm doing it during this deload week and I'm just feeling it out. Because if I'm being honest, it feels amazing. That foot stomp, I know that you don't really need it, but the aggression that I can really just put into the bar, it's just a whole nother thing. Now for the back squats, it's pretty light. It's just working up to a 5x5 for 107.5. The major thing that Fitz and I are trying to manage is that I need to get stronger. That's the whole meat of the situation. I need to get bigger and stronger. So hopefully I can achieve the bigger part without gaining weight. So to anyone who's wondering if that's possible, yes, it's called body recomposition. I'm not entirely sure if my body is capable of recomping and getting bigger at the same weight. I may or may not have to move up again to a heavier weight before I can cut back down. So, but honestly, I hate being above 74. I feel sluggish, I feel weak, and ironically, I feel weak and I feel very sluggish. I don't feel as athletic. So yeah, that's the plan. I assume that's the plan. I have to talk to Fitz about that. But to be fair, these first 3 sets of the back squat were kind of grueling at the working weight. But surprisingly, during the fourth and fifth set, yeah, I think this is maybe the fourth. This is either the third or the fourth set, and I really just focused on that bounce going back up. So immediately just bouncing straight back up and utilizing the stretch shortening cycle. Let's see here. Boom, beautiful squats. These look way better than anything I've ever done before. Again, these are lighter, but yeah, I'm definitely utilizing more of my quads, and I was able to do that by, if you notice my feet, I'm pointing at the screen but you can't see it, but look at my feet and see how much closer they are compared to when I used to squat. And the traction of my knees just goes straight over, and it just allows me to basically treat it almost like a front squat. Again, the balance is a bit different because it is behind me. But yeah, these were great. Yeah, that was the last set. Definitely great. Oh, and I was wrong. This is the last set. And again, it's just as pretty as the third and the fourth set. Good. Kind of falling a bit forward in some of these reps, and so that just means that I should bring my hips back out more. Because if I'm being honest, I'm not really feeling a lot of the glutes and hamstrings working in my back squat, and I can really feel it in the quads, which is either a good thing or a bad thing depending on the situation. But for overall strength development, I kind of need more of that glute and hamstring activation. And I'm ending the session and the video with some Pallof presses and single arm strict rows. Single arm unsupported rows. Yeah, that's the term. Yep. So that's it. Hope you guys liked it. See you all in the next video and subscribe for more.